This is the world's longest wooden staircase. From a remote fjord in Norway, 4,444 wooden steps rise straight up a steep mountain. CNN ranked these as one of the world's scariest stairs. The moment I first heard about that place, I just knew that I gotta go there someday and also try to beat the running record running up those stairs. But there's one thing, you can't even go there by car. You either gotta go by boat over the fjord or drive as close as possible and then run over a rough trail over the mountains to get there. The lactic acid taxi has arrived. So this is Oscar, the only one I know crazy enough to join on this mission that involves driving for 9 hours, running 3 hours over a mountain just as a warm-up to then do an all-out attempt up the world's longest wooden staircase, and then after that effort run all the way back to the car and directly drive home again. So now we're going to do a really long drive across the whole Norway almost to get as close as possible to those stairs. Oscar, your honest opinion, do you think I have a chance on beating the record up the stairs?
No, not really. I think you'll go close, but not all the way.
I think those times they're pretty good because there has actually been a race going up those stairs, and it seems like there are pretty good runners who has attempted to go hard up there. It will be hard, but the first mission is just to get there, and that will be a challenge in itself. So let's see how much power we have left in our legs when we start climbing those stairs. Is this a movie or is it real life? That's the question.
It's a movie.
This is as long as the road will take us. We will spend the night here and then early in the morning the real challenge and adventure begins. Now it's finally time for us to hit the trail and try to find our way over the mountain to those stairs. And a huge thanks to Chorus for sponsoring this video, and during this run I will be using the Chorus Apex 2 Pro, and this will come really handy now when we will try to navigate our way here. And one thing that I really love with the Chorus ecosystem is how easy it is to plan routes in the Chorus app. So I just open the app here, and there I'm going there to the flørli stairs, and then I get a nice route. So it's about 13.1k just getting there, running over the mountain, and then we'll go up this really steep looking part here. So we'll try to have to not push too hard on our way there to save our legs for the record attempt. And there we have the route, and then I just click here to sync it to the watch, and there it's synced to the watch. This place looks like taken straight out of a Disney movie or something. Look at this, such a cool place. And I love that you can't go by car to those stairs because it makes it into a much greater adventure. Try to find our way there. I'm starting to question the choice of not going to the stairs by the fjord by a boat. What do you think, Oscar? Will our legs survive this?
It's a bit heavy warm-up.
It's a proper warm-up, at least, if you can say that. But shouldn't really complain when this is the nature. Now we're up on the high mountain and found some snow. We're closing in on the flørli stairs at least. Find some running friends here. Are you going to join us up the stairs? Some pacing help? You don't have to be afraid of us. Oh, you have your friends over there. Nice. Yeah, we have a whole bunch of running mates here. We don't have to feel all alone up on the mountain, Oscar. These are probably stronger than us. I'm just lucky they don't wear a chorus watch. They would have taken the segments from me otherwise. The king of the mountains. Bye bye. Thanks for joining. Usually when I start talking to animals, I'm pretty done in long ultra races, so this is not a good sign that I'm doing it on the warm-up towards the flørli stairs. Now we're starting to see the fjord for the first time. It's a steep downhill section, and then it's supper time. Still a long way down, but do we see the stairs, Oscar?
I think so. This is really steep.
Yeah, we're going from there. Oh, and now it's like 400 meters straight down to the fjord. I felt pretty fine in my legs until this really steep downhill section. Yeah, my quadriceps are just getting destroyed by this get downhill. Oh, it's hard to imagine that we're going to do an all-out up that extremely steep mountain after this, but we're here for a challenge, right, Oscar?
Yeah.
We're here for a challenge, and we will get tired today, that's for sure. We finally made it down to the fjord here. 3 hours of trail running over the mountain, and look there is some boats. People who are cheating to get here, and now we just need to find the stairs to see if there is actually the world's longest staircase, wooden staircase here. There it is. We found the stairs. This thing looks pretty crazy. So you might be wondering why the world's longest wooden staircase is located here in the middle of nowhere. Well, they didn't build this for crazy runners like us to do all-out attempt here trying to explode our legs. These stairs were originally built for workers at an old hydropower plant. There's a massive pipe running right next to these stairs, and back in the day people had to climb this entire thing just to get to work. And they walk up and down these stairs to inspect and maintain the pipeline. So yeah, think of this like your office commute, having to climb these stairs just to get to work. At least then you didn't have to worry about fitting in your training after work. And to be honest, I think it's a bit sad that so many of these type of works where you required to be really physically strong and got to move your body a lot during work hours is gone. But I guess I'm lucky that I somehow made it into my job to run up these stairs. Although right now I just feel anxious about it and super nervous. But yeah, we're lucky to be here, Oscar. The power station down there has been closed for a long while now, but clearly the stairs are still intact and still here, and it has become this legendary challenge for hikers or runners like us to challenge themselves up here. Oscar will be doing his attempt first. I'll be filming him a bit with the drone, that's the first bit here, to see him suffer a bit before it's my turn. The stair is 1.5 kilometers long and climbs 740 height meters. The Norwegian tourist information says it takes most people over 2 hours up the stairs, but the current Strava course record is 25 minutes and 17 seconds.
My legs are already shaking from the warm-up, but it's time for me to start.
Oh man, even pacing, come on, come on, come on! After a great effort, Oscar managed to reach the summit in 35 minutes and 44 seconds. Okay, so now it's my turn. I'm really nervous, but also kind of looking forward to getting into the pain cave. So now we'll put up Strava live segments and put out the alerts on that, which is a great feature on the Course Watch that will give me live feedback on how I'm doing on the segment. Starting this all-out effort, I must admit that my confidence of how I was going to be able to do on the Strava leaderboard had dropped quite a lot after that mountain run just to get here. I had hoped it wasn't going to affect my legs too much, but my quads were just destroyed from that downhill to get to the bottom of the stairs. But I was still determined to do my absolute best to get to the summit as fast as physically possible. I just tried to accept those negative thoughts about coming into this thing tired, because either if you show up at the bottom of these stairs with fresh legs or not, this thing is going to be brutal if you do it all out. And here in the beginning it's all about pacing yourself hard but in a sustainable manner, remembering that although I'm just running 1.5 kilometers, this effort in time is more similar to a 10k, and if I blow up my legs completely in the first couple of minutes here, it's going to be a nightmare just getting to the top. So I tried to find an effective technique where I alternate with running and power hiking to shift the load a bit to the different muscle groups. And I feel that I've gotten a good start so far, but already this early in the stairs, it's just pure pain. Already 10 minutes in, I found myself getting so tired that I lose my balance, and this is not a place where you want to fall. So from this point I focus a lot to make sure that I will not start tumbling down this mountain. At some of the steepest parts I found that the most effective technique is to crawl using my hands in front of me. As you can see, I don't have a really high heart rate, although I can promise you that I give my absolute everything at this point. I have a quite low maximum heart rate of 178, and I'm not muscularly adapted for these steep uphills to be able to be closer than this to my max heart rate. I think that more steep uphill training would probably allow me to run closer to my max for longer in a stair like this. Closing in on the halfway mark, I check my watch to see how I'm doing on the Strava live segment compared to the leader. And I can see that I'm falling quite far behind the fastest guy up this mountain, and to be honest it was pretty disappointing, seeing that I already at this point has lost almost 3 minutes. And it would be so easy to find excuses, thinking that the fastest guys probably didn't run over the mountain to get here, and that I'm not specifically trained for this, and give myself an out to take it easy in the last part. But I came here to do an all-out attempt to find my own limits up this beautiful stair. And I can't control that there are really amazing runners who have ran up here in a race setting earlier. So I decide to continue pushing hard, hoping with a good second half that I can still end up with a good position in the Strava leaderboard up this stair. This is so brutal. And it only gets steeper up there. The last part of the top flattens out a bit, and although my legs feels like 3 logs at this point, I do my absolute best to finish strong and finish this thing in as good time as possible. So although I'm completely done and just want to finish and check how I did on the Strava segment, I remember actually enjoying this last pain-filled part. It was such a cool experience getting to finally run up these stairs at this epic place and push my body in a extremely cool way, and also to get to experience this whole adventure together with Oscar. Great work, Oscar. How was it for you?
It was brutal.
That was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
So let's check the actual leaderboard for this Strava segment to see how I did. So my time was 31:17, and that gave me a 26th place all time on this Strava segment. I'm pretty happy with that. Out of 1,067 people who have attempted this segment, so I'm in the top 3%. But yeah, it was brutal, and I had no chance on that 25-minute. The guy who has the fastest time here. That's really impressive. But we had a pretty long warm-up going here, and now we gotta run quite far to get back to the car.
A little cool down.
A huge thanks again to Chorus for sponsoring this video and creating these great products for us runners. If you want to check out all of their products, there's a link in the description. Thanks for watching, train smart, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.